Today we're going to be talking about specifically the Sprout timeline with Fields Manufacturing. And for those of you that don't know me, I'm Matt Wagner, the Vice President of Sales at Fields Manufacturing here in Minnesota. And then we obviously also have another facility in Michigan. What we're going to focus on are spring trends and sustainable solutions, primarily that coming out of Sprout Time. Sprout Time is definitely one of my favorite lines. It's super versatile, tons of price points, various solutions. And so with that, we'll kind of focus mostly on three primary solutions within Sprout Time. A lot of times people ask me, who who's primarily buying this? Like what customers should I be focusing on? And there's really not a specific market or industry to focus on with Sprout Time type products, but more the solution that those products provide. And that's going to primarily be like employee engagement and recruiting, recognition, and then just general brand awareness. Again, kind of all talking about those different price points and the type of product and the solution that those items provide. And before we really get into product, I wanted to kind of establish a little bit more of an understanding of the trend within kind of gardening related products and some statistics that go along with that. And so in some recent studies that were done, there are 18.3 million new gardeners just in the United States alone. And that's over the last, I believe it's 2 years. Kind of some of the generational breakdowns of those. And it's interesting to see how some of these have changed over the last couple of years. But 15% of them are Gen Z, 23% are millennials, and then Gen X and boomers are the highest level of interest at 32%. So you do have a pretty wide range of generations that are interested in these types of products. From just a learning standpoint, have found that those that grow their own food, whether it's tomatoes, peppers, lettuce, so on and so forth, cucumbers, are statistically proven to eat more fruits and vegetables than those who do not grow their own food. So I love sharing that statistic because it goes to speak to the demand of, or more so the interest in selling these types of products for wellness programs. So when you've got customers that are trying to encourage their employees to live healthier lifestyles, this is a great experiential tool to help them live that healthier lifestyle, as it incentivizes them to not only get outdoors and have outdoor activities and exercise, but then they're going to be growing their own nutritiously organic food, preparing meals with that food that they grew themselves. And even urban gardening, or urban farming as it's being called, is becoming a much bigger thing, where even people in metropolitan areas are growing their own food within their apartment and condos and things like that, with various indoor gardens, and finding the value in that. So some of this we already kind of hit on, right? So what kind of products, or excuse me, what kind of solutions should you be considering, and what kind of opportunities are being presented with Sprout Time products? And that's definitely going to be wellness programs, any kind of community outreach, initiatives supporting family activity, kind of coinciding with community outreach, but then also again considering it for employee recognition and so on, and we'll speak more to that. Just some interesting statistics again. Over 50% of gardeners committed more time to gardening over the last few years, and a lot of that has to do with people committing to or putting more emphasis on the importance of their mental health, spending more time together as a family, just enjoying outdoor activities and things of that nature. The current spend in the lawn and garden industry is $47.8 billion. And then the average household spend on gardening related products is $616. So every single household is spending, investing a pretty fair amount of money every single year on their home gardens and growing their own food, flowers, and so on. So you can see that it's a meaningful spend for people that they're willing to spend a little extra on something like that. So here we'll start to get into a little bit more products, and I'll try to go as quickly as I possibly can so you guys can get back to selling Sprout Time to your customers. But so the small ceramic planter that we added last year was a great one. It's at a fantastic price point. So your sell price is as low as 575. That's on a C. Um, it's a small ceramic planter. It comes with a bamboo coaster. So this is going to be a really, really good tool at a great price point for new hire kits, for recruiting, even for trade show giveaways, all kind of depending on what your clientele's budget really is. But we're seeing a lot of at within Sprout Time at this type of a price point, and that particular item. Those are some of the biggest case studies that we've seen coming out of that product. It's a new product that we added last year. We sold out of inventory on that item within the first like 3 or 4 months last year. It's obviously back in stock now, and doing very well. But it took off very quickly. Again, just has a higher perceived value at a fantastic price point. All of our grow kits, I should add, does include the soil pods that you need to have, and then you get to select the seed type that you want within there. That's going to consist of, I think we have somewhere between 13 to 15 different seed options that are standard for all of our different grow kits, various wildflowers, and then there's some different herbs and vegetables that you can choose from as well. New that we added this year is our large ceramic planter. This is a really, really nice desktop item. So this is going to be a little bit more for customer appreciation or just a little bit higher end employee gifts and things of that nature. So here you're getting into kind of that mid 20 price point. It's approximately a 4x4. Uh, are the dimensions of this ceramic planter. It comes with a really nice bamboo plant stand, so it elevates it up off of the desk a little bit more, gives it a nicer presentation. And then they're all individually gift boxed. So that's a really nice item if you're looking for any type of desktop solution. And that seems to be kind of one of the biggest things I always encourage people to keep in mind when you're looking at Sprout Time products or considering Sprout Time products with the grow kits is think of the solutions that you need to be providing that are going to live in someone's home or on their desk, right? Whether it's in their kitchen or in their office and on their desk or even a bookshelf and a windowsill, right? Things that are good. All the Sprout Time products, because those are the places that they naturally end up living, they have really, really high visibility and a lot more staying power because of the experiential nature of these products, where people are going to engage with the plant on a regular basis. One of my favorite items within the line, it's our geometric planter, which we started offering this one as just a grow kit, which we'll talk a little bit about in a bit here. But last year we started offering it with a live succulent. So it arrives with approximately a 3-inch live succulent. They're all individually boxed. Really, really beautiful presentation. Not a bad price point for something as elegant as this. So the planter itself is made from half maple and half dark walnut. It includes an engraved imprint, and it also includes the live succulent that's already grown. These do really well for primarily two things that I've seen. Excuse me, I'm just getting over a cold. Apologize. The first is employee recognition. So when you're considering selling an award, whether it's a plaque or a trophy or anything of that nature for an employee, consider doing something like this in its place, just because it's going to have a lot more staying power. There's more duality to this type of a product, and that multi-use product is in really high demand, especially with younger generations, right? They're looking for products that do more than just what they are on the surface, right? And this product certainly does that. It's going to serve as an award, but it also adds a ton of value to that award in being recognized with a live plant as well. And that plant is going to be representation of that employee's own growth and progress and their own success and all of those things. Um, and and just again have a lot more participation, get a lot more engagement out of it than just as your typical go-to award might do. New this year also, we added a very popular multi-tool. Speaking of products that have a dual purpose to them. So this is our Hori knife. I'll tell you what, when we decided to add this product, and we've been looking at adding gardening tools for a number of years, and really just trying to find and develop a product that was going to meet the quality standards that Fields has, and not really being that stereotypical promotional product, right? Fields is really driven and focused on having quality products that are going to have a long life and get a lot of use out of them. And this product really shocked me at the expo earlier this year as certainly being the number one product of that show. It was definitely a showstopper. For those that didn't know what it was, they certainly found application in it. What really surprised me is how many people knew what it was. So it's a Japanese inspired multi-tool. It's a shovel. It's also a knife. It has this serrated edge on it, but then it also has a ruler on the one side of the shovel. Really nice weight to it. But the ruler obviously shows the depth that you're going to be digging. You've got the serrated edge so that you can help to cut through roots and things like that. The other side is also a blade to help slice through whatever you need, and obviously comes with the sheath and then the really nice natural wood handle on it. And again, the whole thing just has a really nice weight to it. And then it does include a sharpening stone with each one, and those are all individually gift boxed as well. So if you're looking for a really nice outdoor inspired multi-tool, this is certainly a fantastic product for that. And as we're getting into the spring season, not only do all the Sprout Time products start to peak this time of year, but this product is going to be no exception to that. And then we also have our triple planter. So this triple planter is a really nice desktop item. I have two of them growing on my desk presently. My kids and I started a little garden with some of these last weekend, and they're already starting to sprout up. I then came into my office over the weekend and found just whole strawberries sitting on top of the triple planter because my kids apparently want to grow strawberries. So they thought just by placing it on top of the dirt, it was going to do the trick. Maybe it will, what do I know? But just a really nice, but also fun product for the family. But again, has a really nice presentation for any type of desktop solution. What I always like doing these is using the triple planter or some of our other grow kits that have multiple cavities to them, is using those for inspiring more that healthy living that we were talking about earlier, right? Because you can select different seed choices that are vegetables and herbs and things like that that are going to inspire people to eat healthier and live that healthier lifestyle. Our number one selling product by dollars and cents is this seeded paper packet, and your sell price is less than $1. Also has really good margin on it because it's sold on an A. So I always like sharing that this is our number one selling product, but also our least expensive product. So put two and two together, you have to sell a lot of these pieces to make it your number one seller. And volume is certainly what we do with this product. So if you're not familiar with seeded paper, it's obviously becoming much more prevalent in today's world. But the seeded shapes, so you get to select from, I think we have somewhere around 30 plus stock shapes that you can choose from. And to answer your question, yes, we can also do custom shapes. Um, but each shape, you can select different paper colors as well. And inside the paper shape are 13 different types of wildflower seeds that are all native to North America, embedded into that paper. So you can actually take that little paper shape and plant it, and it will grow 13 different types of flowers. The packaging around it is also biodegradable. And then you've got your instruction card, which on the reverse side of the instruction card is where you're going to have your full color, full bleed digital imprint. That's going to be great for not only branding, but any kind of messaging that you might want to coincide with that. So this product has been by far our #1 trade show giveaway. And also used widely for direct mail because it's flat, it's lightweight, and inexpensive to mail. And because of that criteria, along with some of the other bullet points and features of this item, is what makes it a great trade show giveaway. Um, and that being that if you consider what you're trying to accomplish at a trade show, right? You're trying to have conversations and engage with customers, right? And this item does a phenomenal job at doing that because it's unique, it's different, it's earth friendly, um, and and um, and it's experiential. All of those things, and again, also being flat and lightweight, so it's not gonna. Someone's not going to take it and toss it into that abyss of a tote bag, and we all hope that it makes it home, but certainly may not. But because of its size, the interest level of it, and because it's flat, oftentimes we see that going into a purse, a wallet, a back pocket, a jacket pocket. My point being is people are putting this item somewhere safe because they want to make sure it returns home with them so that they can have that experience themselves or share it with friends and family, and turning paper into a garden, which is a pretty phenomenal thing. If you don't believe me that it actually works, I encourage you to order a sample. And you can, if you actually just start to wet the paper on a plate, you'll actually see over the next few days of keeping that paper moist, that it will actually start to sprout right out of the seeds. Now, obviously, you're going to need to quickly transplant that into the soil, or it'll die because the roots wouldn't be able to establish. But yes, if you just keep that paper wet, for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, it'll actually start to sprout right out of the paper. So encourage you to order a sample and do that experiment yourself, and share that experience with your customers. But this is again definitely our #1 selling product within Sprout Time. Um, and then again, we have our geometric planter, but this is the version where it's not just, but it is a grow kit. And so instead of having the live plant, here again, you get to use that for just as a grow kit. And so you get to select the seeds that would come with that. To go back to the succulents, I just realized I forgot to mention is the succulent version with this grow kit. We've also seen that used a lot for events, and the reason it's and how it's used within events is that people are actually using it as decor for the event. So when you walk into the ballroom, each round table is then decorated as and using the live succulents with this planter as kind of the centerpiece. But then it's also the gift that people get to take home with them at the end of that conference, right? So again, you're taking a product that has multiple uses, adding even more uses to it, which really continues to just enhance the value of that overall product. And then as we're kind of wrapping up here, for those of you that aren't aware, we are aligned with Review Forest. And so what that means is every single time you leave a review for Fields, whether it's on ASI, Sage, Google, or Facebook, we will in turn plant a tree in your name. So every time you place an order, every time you leave us a review, we're going to plant a tree in your name. And what happens as a result of that is you'll, via email, you'll receive a certificate that will state the species of tree, where it was planted, and what reforestation project it was a part of, so that you can see that 60 seconds that you took out of your busy day, um, how that's impacting the planet and giving back. So you're not only benefiting us as an organization, you're benefiting and helping the entire environment. So if you love the planet, show Field some love, give us a good review, and we'll plant a tree for you. Thank you, everybody, very much for joining me today. Here's all of my information, along with information for our customer service, our orders department, art department. And if there's any items that you saw today that you really wanted to make sure you showed your customers, our virtuals email is down there below at virtuals@fieldsmfg.com. They're super creative. We have a fantastic creative team. So load them up with logos, and we'll crank out some really high quality virtuals and nice presentations for you. If there's other ideas that you might want or projects that you might want some ideas on and want somebody to brainstorm with on that, certainly feel free to reach out to me at matt.wagner@fieldsmfg.com, and happy to enlighten you with all of my ideas and load you up in that way. So again, thank you everybody so much for joining today. Hope you all got something out of it, and I look forward to hearing from you and doing some business together. All right. Thanks. Bye.